I am so happy. I don't know if yeah, nobody can come down here because they've got this whole... It's time. Hi, everyone. So I'll take a moment of silence. It's the end of this tent. It has a couple of issues, and the zipper is totally shot. You know, this side really takes a beating from the sun. And the other day I had a cardboard box stored in here, and it just kind of leaned into that wall and zoop. It's so thinned out and worn out from the sun hitting it that it just put a big cut in it. Thankfully, I have a replacement, thanks to Barry, sent that to me. So thank you, Barry, for watching out for me, because today is shower day. And I figure before I get myself clean, I might as well go ahead and get this swapped out. Let's see how good I am at this. There it is. And it has this strap that you just kind of throw around there. If you have one of these kind of showers, don't feel bad if you can't get it closed up easily. It took me quite a while before I could get them put together like that. Yeah, maybe I'll flip it. I don't see any scorpions or anything. Like when I'm gonna take a shower, I rinse that all off beforehand, trying to maintain some etiquette out here. I've had people ask me over the years, what do you do all day when you're camped? And I think that, you know, that same question can be asked of any retired person, right? Somebody like a lot of us that used to get up and go to work every day, and now we don't. And so what do we do to fill our days? Wow. Oh, it's kind of a different color blue, isn't it? Interesting. Same brand, same tent. Huh. It's more blue. It used to be more of a turquoisey, tealish colored. The banding used to be yellow. That's what's also different. This outside banding. So I hope they changed material, because this is where its weak point was always where it rubs the ground down here. Hopefully they updated it. I've told them about it several times, that if they would improve on the quality of that banding, these things would last considerably longer. Everything else looks the same. It's got the same tie systems and pocket towel strap in here. It's all the same. So that's not what I meant to do. All right, this goes through here. Yeah, so, you know, what do I do to fill my day? Well, this is actually a great example here. So I have to take a shower today, right? And so taking a shower, like if I didn't have to set up a new shower tent, taking a shower, you know, I have to do some things to get ready. These kind of things are what fill up my day. They just come up, you know, I've got to take a shower, but the shower tent needs to be replaced. And it's always these little things that just kind of collate together and end up filling up my days. There's many days. Well, yesterday's a good example. Chris and I, my friend over here, he has one of those water bladder bags. It's 110 gallons. And it lets you go into town. It's definitely a little different in sizing. Look at this, I'm way off. My hole was way out here. It's definitely different. It's not the same size. I'm just gonna pound a new hole in over here, but I don't like not being centered on the tarp, but I'm gonna suffer through. And so we wanted to go in. I asked him, because I'm low on water, because I've been working on installing my Starlink dish up on the roof. The installation is half done as I wait on some more wire to get here. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. And so the dish is mounted on the roof. That's all done. But if I wanted to drive the rig away, I'd have to unmount the dish so that I could unplug the wire that goes into it, because it's still running off of an AC adapter. So I've been trying to avoid having to do all that if I can until I get that installation done. So I asked Chris if we could go and fill his water bladder so that I can fill my water tanks. He's got a nice pump. So we went into town yesterday. He needed to get a hose adapter. I don't want to go into the details of that, but how we ended up buying the wrong one and actually going to 4 different stores to find the wrong one. You know, there's female and male hose ends. That's all I'm going to say about that. So we ended up, you know, a 15-minute drive up to the water fill place turned into, oh, you know what? Yeah, this is smaller because the bottom floor mat is now bigger than the bottom of the tent. Yeah, they've changed this thing dimensionally. Not by a lot, just by what looks to be a couple inches, but it's definitely different. So we ended up going into town. I don't know, it ended up taking us an hour and a half before we got back. So those kind of things fill up my days. Some planned, some unplanned. You know, obviously trips into town for shopping and groceries and all of that regular stuff. And another thing, you know, I've always been an avid movie watcher, video, TV series watcher. Shit, I put it through the wrong loop. David, you'd think you'd know what you're doing here. And so I usually, definitely end of the day, you'll find me inside, cleaned up, with watching some movie or video or TV, something like that, you know. That's pretty common for me. That's how I end my days. I have my wind down routine, you know, and I really enjoy that. You know, that's a feeling of like home, like I'm able to sit in my chair, I'm washed up, I have my nighttime clothes on. I don't wear pajamas per se, but I always have a certain pairs of shorts and t-shirts that I wear in the evening and then that I sleep in. And so that's my comfort. But one thing that is discomforting is a TV series that I've been watching. The name of this TV series is Jericho. So who's heard of Jericho? Now this was, I think it was originally on like 2005, something like that, 2007, something like that. So it's not new, but it's not super old, okay? So I always watch these kind of things given in the context of the time that it was produced, right? Because that can change. Some shows are timeless, but other than like the kind of clothes that people wear, the topic and stuff can be timeless. Like The Sopranos. That show has lived on very well. Yes, their clothing is kind of 90-ish, but that show lived on. It aged very well, and it will continue to, I'm sure. But this show, Jericho, I turned it on. It was like, I don't know how I came across it. Maybe it was like, recommended. So the premise of the show is Jericho is a small town, I believe in Kansas, and there's suddenly a nuclear bomb explosion in Denver. They see it from over there, the cloud. Then they come to find out that, I don't know, 13 cities have been destroyed by nuclear explosions. And this small town in Kansas is now kind of isolated. It was unaffected by the bombs or the fallout. The show is then following the characters of this town and how they deal with different situations that come about when your neighboring towns get destroyed by nuclear devices. This show, I don't know what network it was originally on, but I started watching it, and within the first episode, I said it out loud. This is the corniest show that I have ever watched. It is so poorly made, and it works on the lowest common denominator of drama and feelings. It talks to the simplest of simplest feelings, reactions, emotions that I don't think anyone in the real world actually has. You know, it's TV drama, right? One thing that really, really gets me, and this show does it, I think it's 100% of the time. Whenever two people, man and woman in this show, go to kiss, right? There's always a big lead up to it. It's, you know, eight episodes of lead up of the tension building. And then they finally go and embrace and kiss, and they always grab the other person's face, right? They always do that. And most of the times in this one, both of the people grab the other person's face. I've lived a pretty good life as far as relationships with women. I don't think that I've ever grabbed a woman's face with both hands when I go to kiss her, ever. And definitely not the first time. It's the most awkward thing. And I think either the actors or the director said, that's the way you really show passion, is you grab the other person's, face when you're kissing them. And every time they do it, I laugh. I'm like, nobody does that. I mean, come on. Seriously. So that's the kind of show this is. So simplistic and basic. And if you're like I honestly don't know. If any of you have ever seen it and you have commentary on it, put comments down below. There's another thing about it that's terrible. The soundtrack. It's done with this ominous music always playing. Like any scene has this terrible soundtrack behind it. Not music, just these noises of drama and gong and just... Actually, I noticed that like when it went into season 2, they must have changed director or something, because those sounds all but disappeared. It was so overwhelming and overpowering, and it was horrible. It made it so, like, are you seriously, like, we're gonna ramp up the drama by putting booms in the background? It's just terrible, just terrible. I think that a show like that, I should qualify this by saying I don't watch traditional like TV series, I guess you'd say. Like the kind that I would watch are they're mostly almost across the board, they're HBO, Cinemax, Showtime series, those kind that have a higher production value. But watching like a network television series, I couldn't tell you the last time, and I'm pretty certain Jericho was a network, ABC, CBS, NBC network show. And I don't know why, because I've just been turned off by network shows because of their over-dramatization, the way they simpleton everything to make it so that somebody in a coma could understand the plot line. And here's one other thing that really irks me about it. Whenever there's some situation and somebody in the show has a challenge faced against them, what do you think the person always comes and says to them? Who knows what it is? It's 4 words. Everything's going to be okay. I don't think I've ever said that to a person in my life. If somebody is really in a tense situation, a challenge against them, saying everything's going to be okay, how does that help them? It's kind of like blowing them off, When I face people that are in those kind of situations, I talk to them, I always try to talk to them like as if I'm in their shoes and feeling what they're feeling. And that way I'm able to, I think many times, get them to calm and to maybe see their situation in a different way. But to just say to them, everything's going to be okay. I think a regular person would be like, oh, F you, how does that help me? That phrase is used in this show. Okay, it's like the every response to every dramatic situation that comes up. That really gets me. Really does. Everything's gonna be okay. But here's the funny thing about me, my relationship with the show Jericho. I'm watching it. It's like I can't stop watching it because it's so bad that I have to watch it. And I'm now deep into season 2, and I think I'm gonna take it all the way through to the end. I have to. It's so bad. I get a kick out of watching it. You know what I mean. It's like, you know, and I guess that goes back to what I first started talking about. You know, I have time out here. I have enough time that I can sit and watch a really bad TV show just for the kick of it. It's just, how crazy is that? Oh my gosh. Are we done here? Did I hook up all 4? Yeah, I did. I think we're done. I think it might be go time. Oh, except I have someone coming by to say hi. Yep, they'll be here any minute, so I'll have to hold off on actually jumping in. Wow, this zipper feels way better than the old ones. What did they do different? Very smooth. Huh. Well, I just really hope this one holds up better than the previous. I'm not holding out a ton of hope that it will, but it definitely has some differences from the old model. So good call, Barry. I don't know if this is the only one that's now available that doesn't have the yellow here anymore. So far, I'll put a link down in the description. I've shared this same shower tent over the years. You know, I've had this same exact one for probably 4 years now. I've been through, I think this is probably the 4th one. You know, it's tough on them, setting them up and leaving them up for days, weeks, months in the sun. They're not really, they're more designed for weekend use. You set them up for a few days and then you take them back down and put them away, right? So we're really putting these things to the test. But I've had other brands of this kind of pop-up tent, and this is by far the best of them. One thing that I really like, it's really big inside and very tall. You know, a lot of them really taper in at the top, and so you're banging in, and when you're trying to wash your hair, this one, I don't have any of that. It's really big inside. So I'll put a link down if you want to take a look at them. It's not the cheapest one out there, but they are better than a lot of the other ones. Watch out. We have a visitor. Let me turn y'all off here. I just went into town and got packages. I can't open them all right this minute, but there's one that I have to open because yes, that's right, more cookies. And I'm really happy because yesterday I ate the last of the lemon bar cookies that Paul and Nancy sent me. Thank you again, by the way, for those, because still not kidding you, they're like the best cookies I've ever had. This is a assortment. What we have here are the lemon bar cookies, taking up quadrant 1 and 2. And in quadrant 3, we have some thumb cookies. So we've got an assortment going here. Look at my mouth's watering. I'm such a pig. Such a pig. Oh, thank you. I know your handle is Popeye. I'll put your real name right here. I have to go look at your email. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, I am so happy. I might look a little bit messy. We have another installment of Christmas time. I actually have a card here that came. I really like receiving cards. It takes me back when I was in college, you know, in the graphic arts program. I used to make my own handmade Christmas cards and send them out to people every year. I used to really enjoy doing that. Oh, look at little Rudolph. David and Lefty, Merry Christmas. Don, Lynn, and Penny, thank you. I really like getting cards like this. You see Rudolph, and Rudolph is raised. You know, these new crafty kind of cards. Very cool. Come on, up, up, up. Oh, look at this. You get to sniff, that's about it. Chicken nuggets, very nice. From Paul, thank you, Paul. These are different for us. These are USA, these full moon, USA made. They look good, chicken nuggets. I'm really hungry right now, so I'm not gonna open them and smell them because it'll make my stomach grumble. Stay right there. Nope. Whoa! Utz peanut butter pretzels. 2 of them. The Utz brand, if I'm right, it's a Pennsylvania brand. So I don't know if those of you from the rest of the country are familiar with the Utz brand. I don't know how far across the country they go, but you see them in stores. You know, they're kind of like, I don't want to say boutique, but they always have their own little section, you know, like you got Lay's and all those kind of things. And then you always have, some stores have a little Utz rack. And they make a whole range of different chips and pretzel stuff, and they're all very good too. They're not the same as like the name big brand chips. I like them. I don't know who sent these to me. Let me see if there's a, oh, the person's name is clipped off on the label. These came from Brunswick, Ohio. So whoever sent me these Utz, thank you. Yeah, see, Ohio, that would be in the range of the Utz world. Let's see. Now this is a custom package, personally addressed to the Campulance Man. So this came from not Amazon. These are from David. What do I have? Trader Joe's Jingle Jangle for dogs. That's what I was hearing. Oh, some coffee. Thank you. Trader Joe's Chocolate Hazelnut. Ground coffee, light roast. Thank you. I can't wait to try that. You know, I don't do flavored coffees a lot, but when I do have them, I really like them. So thank you. Trader Joe's. I've never been to Trader Joe's in my life. More Trader Joe's. More dog treats. Let me make sure this is not dog coffee. No, I don't see anything that says dog, so this one's for me. Trader Joe's organic jerky sticks, chicken and brown rice recipe. Chicken is the first ingredient. USDA organic. Thank you. He thanks you. Trader Joe's head and toe and everywhere in between moisturizing balm and a card. See, that makes it. It says thank you. Oh, David, okay, he won the dash cam giveaway. So he's saying thank you for the dash cam. You're very welcome. You didn't have to send snacks for us. Hey, be a good boy. So David, thank you from us both. Very appreciated. Oh, Chris's generator just shut off, but mine is still running. You better go catch it. I don't know how many of you caught that joke in a recent video, but every time I say something running, it reminds me of when I was a kid in the old, is your refrigerator running? Okay, you know what? Next time we do packages, you can play. See, I didn't give him the trigger word, and I'm not gonna say it, because that's what gets him going. Guess what time it is? It's mail time. Oh, oh my goodness. Mail time. Mail time. See how well trained he is? Oh my goodness. This very well might be our last Christmas gift giving. Good boy, Papa. That's my boy. Humans, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if there's a note in there. Dewey's Bakery. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, come here. Yeah, tear it up into small little pieces for me, buddy. Good boy. See, he does exactly what I tell him. You know, as excited as he's getting now, the other day we opened some packages and he made out like a bandit. All kinds of high-end doggy stuff. Oh, more Deweys. Oh, goodness. I don't know. I remember someone sent me a message. Okay, go nuts. Lemon. Thin cookies. Thank you. Oh, these are from Barry. Thank you, Barry. He got me something for Christmas, he said. Raycon earbuds. I have a pair of earbuds that I've been using for 2 or 3 years, and one of them recently stopped working, and I've tried, I cannot get it to start working again, so he sent me these and a case that goes with them. Barry, thank you. Sit. Sit. Good dog. Oh, that tearing noise. You can't take it, can you? Hey, those were my shorts you just had in here. You smell what they are. He knows what these are. Hold on. Thank you. His favorite chicken snacks from Carl. Thank you, Carl. These WAG, they're made in the USA. It's just chicken, and that's it. These are, I like giving these to him. He likes them, and I trust him. A couple stopped by Karen and Johnny the other day, and they grabbed some stickers, said hi, you know. Came to see Lefty. I just happened to be here, too. They were asking me about Lefty's treats and which ones he likes, and I couldn't remember the name of these. They're WAG. That's what I was trying to remember, Johnny. Can you sit? Can you sit? Good boy. Stay right there. Yeah. This is some wire that I ordered for my Starlink installation. Details to come. So thank you, everyone, for these gifts. For both of us. From us both, thank you. Okay, sir. Are you ready to clean up? Did you just make a huge mess down here? I've seen worse, but you did a pretty good job, buddy. Oh, I am so happy. I don't know if I shared with you. Well, yesterday, you know, I set up the new shower tent, and I got everything all set up. Some people came to visit, so I had to take a break for a while. And then when they took off, I came over here to take a shower, and this dang thing would not fire for nothing. I stood here, I bet you an hour. I fiddled with this thing, trying to get it to work. You know, it's got one of those self-igniters. So when it senses the water pressure, it automatically lights the flame and heats the water passing through it. It would not light. One time I heard it go a little bit. So I decided the only thing I can do is it must be the batteries. It has 2 D cell, you know, the big ones that go in here, right there. So I'm like, okay, the only thing it can be is the batteries. Even though I was hearing the igniter try to ignite, I'm like, well, maybe it's weak, you know? So I'm like, okay, I need 2 C batteries. You just heard that right. Because I don't deal with these large batteries anymore. And so to me, I thought they were C. And I used to have some, but I guess those were the last 2 that I had. So my buddy Chris was going into town yesterday afternoon. And I said, hey, get me a pair of C batteries. So he did. He brought them back. I open up the package and I'm like, wait a minute. These look small. And I come over here and sure enough, because David does dumb stuff, they're D batteries. They're not C batteries. So this morning I'm like, I really need a shower. You know, I need a shave. I need a shower bad. So I jump on the bike. I just rode into town. I got a pair of D batteries. I put them in here. I just hit the button, my remote, immediately lights off. So I just learned that the batteries definitely, even if they're lighting the thing up, if they're weak, they won't let it flame up. And these have probably been in here for 3 years. So I can, you know, it's not like it chews through batteries, but I just need to keep an extra set of D batteries in my junk drawer inside there so that I don't run into this situation again. So now I am gonna set up my shower and I am gonna take a shower because man, do I really feel like I need one. So this King Air with their nice Jeep on the back, they just pulled in here to Walmart. Yeah, nobody can come down here because they've got this whole lane here blocked. I mean, even the Class C's know that you pull along the edge, or if you're a full-size semi-truck, you park like that. But you don't park crisscross. He's about 6 feet from my front bumper. And I don't think he really cares that we got room. Yeah, we can back up. See, I'm snugged right up to one of the islands on the right side, so I can't just like turn to the right and go that way because I'm right next to a curb on the right side. But I can back up and then swing to the left, thankfully. That thing is so clean and the Jeep is so clean. Maybe this is their first outing, so they don't really have good etiquette developed yet. But that's an awful big thing to pull in this Walmart parking lot. Awful big. Look how tall that thing is. Gosh. No wonder they wind buffet me when they pass me head on the road. Audio testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you test the mic? You should have just heard large black nostrils puffing on the microphone.